October 8th and 17th. These two dates are important. Price is going like this into October 8th, and your indicator went down and then it starts showing momentum up, crossover, then you know this is the buying opportunity.
Welcome to Investing Insights with Ben. My name is Ben, 13 years in market and nearly 5 years trading full-time. My edge comes from cycles, spotting when stocks and crypto are primed for big moves. Combine technical analysis, order book flows, and even astrocycle studies to time entries and exits with precision. The goal? 5% to 10% portfolio gain per month consistently. And returns that beat broader market and even hedge funds. If you want timely strategies you can apply right now, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss the next setup.
Hey, welcome back guys to Investing Insights with Ben. I hope you guys are excited because it's about time. We are getting ready to start buying, or we should have already bought some crypto and stocks. As discussed in last two videos, we were expecting a downturn, some bearish momentum to the downside in both crypto and stocks, and that is exactly what happened. We are already buying, and there might be one other opportunity to add to those positions. We don't know if the prices are going to be lower or higher lows, but there is going to be an opportunity, and we will discuss that in this video today. Since we're on the Bitcoin screen, let's talk about Bitcoin first. So if you look at my dates that I mentioned, they actually worked pretty well. So this one, we had an arrow pointing down on the 17th or 16th, and as you see, it actually went down from there. Then I had another arrow at the 24th and another one on October 5th. Now, I always explain to you, I'm gonna actually start pointing arrows up and down because it can confuse you, or it can confuse anyone. The reason being, I'm not necessarily saying that prices, this is what I'm expecting that could happen, but it could be totally opposite. What that means is these are cycle dates that are important dates to watch out for, but you have to look at other indicators like Stochastic RSI to see if we're on the top. If we're on the top, we're going up into this date, then the RSI is showing that it's turning down, then that means that this date was the pivot high. And then similarly, these dates, if we are into those dates down, then we could be going up. But most importantly, what it means is there's a trend reversal possible close to these dates or in between these dates. It could start, so in this case, we had it on 24th, but it actually bottom came in on 25th, and then it started going up. And then we have another one on the 5th of October. But I'm gonna delete these. I'm gonna tell you the date so you can look at these without a bias of up or down, right? So what I'm saying now is October 8th and 17th are important dates. So October 8th is right here, right? So October 8th, this date right here. All right, let's do this. October 8th, right around this date. And October 17th is here. So these two dates are important. And if, let's say, the price is going like this into October 8th, and your indicator went down and then it starts showing momentum up, crossover, then you know this is the buying opportunity. And if it is going up and it's crossing down in that date, and the price went up and to this and then it came down, then you know it's a selling opportunity. I know it is confusing because Ben, give us one direction. Which one do you want? Do you think is gonna happen? So let's look into that. Let's clean this up. So what is my expectation? I honestly think that this was pretty close to the bottom. If we do get another lower low, that might be just a wick down It's going to sweep up some liquidity from these levels, and then it'll start shooting up. Now, that means I do not expect prices to go much lower than this. So between 107, 108,000 to 104, 5,000, that's going to be the maximum downside. After that, there's more upside. Now, I'm not saying it's actually going to sweep those lows. I'm just saying it could go this, it could go like this. You just be ready. This is happening on October 8th. Let's take a look. I'm gonna look at my indicator. Yeah, so there's a possibility either this week or next week. Most likely this week, you might see this price action going down and then going up. So just be aware that this is possible. But once you see the stochastic RSI on daily and 4-hour level to start crossing up, that'll be your last opportunity to buy. Now, this is not a financial advice. This is what I expect, and this is only for education, and I'm sharing my views. After that, we are expecting prices to continue going up into October, late October, maybe some dip after that, nothing major. It's just catching up, markets catching up breath. And then into November, end of November, there's going to be some downside towards the end of November into December, and then there's going to be more upside. But there's a very good possibility that we're going to see altcoin season starting now, October into November, and then maybe a break until middle of December, and then going up again, and that'll be pretty much expecting those 20-25% gains in a day on altcoin, like 2021, 2017 altcoin season. Let's look at SPX, the cash settled index for S&P 500. Originally, I had this arrow on, I believe it was on the 16th or somewhere around here. Actually, it was on the 15th, 16th, So it came down, and then it went back up, and I made last video and I told you, as soon as the stochastic RSI starts showing you that momentum is to the upside, you start going with the momentum. I think it was right here, So when it crossed over, you start going with the momentum. And then I pointed this at the 25th. Now, that's why I don't like to point these up and down, because 25th was an important date. It was the bottom, but not the top. So what you do is, like, I want to show you this. This is our Discord channel. So on our Discord channel on the 24th, I was shorting the market, and I gained 21 points on the E-mini micro. And then on the 25th, we closed another position for 61 point gain. I was not, if you were to look at this, you would think on the 25th, Ben was thinking it's going to go down. So was he shorting at these prices? No, I was actually closing my shorts on 24th and 25th, as I showed you in our group. And then we started buying as well. So let's look back. Buying MSTR. This is on the 26th, and we bought. There's somewhere in here that I mentioned I have 75% of my portfolio allocation already into crypto. So on 25th, the Friday, we were positioned. So look at BMNR. There's positions. There's 2% position on Hype, which is an altcoin. Shorting on the 25th. SQQ is shorting, and a starter position on E-mini futures. So as I showed you there, we were shorting here, and then we closed our shorts here. How do you know that? Because look at the stochastic RSI on 4 hour. It's showing you right here. It showed you it's a good opportunity to short, right? You start going down, and then here it told you this is the end. Here's our levels that I had from previous videos. What you do is you can use any other indicator as well along with this that works for you, and then you realize. And also look at the 4 hour RSI. It was at extreme high levels, and then it touched the 50 point level which is a lot of times prices turn around. Like I said, on Friday last week, we were positioned. Friday last week was right here. We positioned ourselves at 75% crypto deployment. All the cash was deployed in crypto. There's two different portfolios, one crypto portfolio, one stock portfolio. So the crypto portfolio, we had 75% allocation. And then the rest of the 25%, I'm gonna wait and see if it actually scoops the lows, and then we'll deploy it there. Otherwise, if it is a higher low, we'll deploy it there. And then for the stocks, I am a little bit concerned about stocks. Not concerned that there's going to be a major dip in stock market. It is just given some confusing data right now, because the cash settled and the futures market are given two different scenarios. But I like the futures more because it's consistent. It is a bit inconsistent when it comes to the contract date changes, because then it leaves gaps and overlaps. So I don't like it that, but it has less gaps than SPX for sure. What I'm thinking, I originally was thinking that we actually bottomed here, and then we're gonna go up. But there is a possibility that we can scoop these lows sometime next week. Now 7th would be a little stretch. Let's see what so 7th could be the date. Around the 7th of October, if we are coming down, that could be the low. So let's point market here. So 7th could be a low. The stochastic RSI is showing you that that's where we're going. Let's say we're going like this into the 7th, and then it starts going up, then you know it's the low. But it could be the high, I don't know. This is what my interpretation is right now, but it could be these dates or the cycles are actually flipped. So watch out for October 7th and October 15th, and let's see where the price action goes. But these are not bad prices that we're seeing. We positioned ourselves in few stocks. I still have more cash a position in stocks than crypto. Crypto, I'm pretty much deployed 75%. Stocks, not even 50% yet. So I am expecting that we're gonna see, and you know, it doesn't have to be that it's gonna come down much lower or anything, but once I have better signal, that's when I'm gonna deploy cash. There are some other data I wanna look at with you guys. Seasonally, what happens when market is in October? So let's take a look what happens because October usually is a bullish month. So if we look at October here, so if we look at October of 2024, it was bullish for first 15 days and then bearish for the rest of the month. What happened the year before that? It was bullish for first 15 and then bearish. But look at the price action in September, coming down into it, it went up, right? What happened here? September was up and came down into it and then went up. So typically October, it looks like, so right here, it came down into it and then up. So I have looked at the data for several years, and what it shows me is the first 15 days of October is actually not very bullish, and then the later part of October is more bullish. Now that doesn't mean that's going to happen this year. Now another important factor is what happens on the year after elections, right? Okay, so I was saying that in October, majority of the time the market sells off in first couple of weeks of October and then it goes up. But the year after the elections, it is the opposite. So it goes up and then it comes back down towards the end of the second half of October. So it's something just to keep in mind. This is not something that has to happen. And there's just a probability of things happening in your favor when you know this data, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna trade solely based off of that. But you know that if towards the middle of October the prices are coming down and RSI flips, then you're gonna be buying, and the opposite if it goes up and then starts showing signs of coming down. Now, what do I think? I think we're gonna be going up into the middle of October. There could be some chop, but we're expecting the prices to go up. There's not, towards the end of like the third week of October, it's not a bearish time frame. So the prices, every dip that's going to come is going to be a buyable dip. I've told you these things before, right? That the market was going to go down. I told you after the 15th, after the 25th, there could be dips, and those dips are going to be buyable dips. Now, what happens is when this actually happens, the institutions, they don't want you to actually buy those dips and be bearish and sell into those dips. So what starts happening is, I was looking at some of this information. So number one, there's some talks about government shutdown now. Now, I didn't know that there was going to be a government shutdown that's happening 2 weeks prior to today. I didn't know that 2 weeks ago when I made on the 14th, 15th of September when I made those videos, I didn't know this was going to happen. But look, now there's the government shutdown news, and this is going to get blown up, and people are going to be scared, and they're going to start selling their stocks and crypto, and then next thing you know, the institutions are buying those and you're out of those positions. So don't be scared, stay with it and buy all the dips is what I'm doing. Look at this news. It came out on the 29th of September, yesterday. They're saying BlackRock sells Bitcoin and Ethereum for $244 million in one day. What's happening? So there was another news a week prior to this that they sold like $460 million worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I didn't know this was going to happen, but I told you the price was going to go down. Now the prices went down. Now I'm telling you prices are going to go up. But they're scaring you. This happens all the time. So don't be discouraged. Everyone on X is talking about bearish momentum now, and they're so bearish on crypto and they're bearish on stocks. Don't be discouraged. These are buyable dips. Here's some positive news though that nobody wants to talk about. There's actually ETFs that are in process of getting approvals in October. So there's Solana, XRP, Litecoin, as well as some popular meme coins such as Dogecoin. There's 16 decisions that are pending in the month of October. So as we start getting some approvals towards this, the administration is very favorable towards crypto. You're going to start seeing prices go up. This is a huge opportunity to buy for next few months. So don't be discouraged. I hope this helps. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos and these updates. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer. If you want me to look at any particular cryptos or stocks, put it in the comment and I'll take a look at it. And also please give me a like and hit the bell icon and subscribe to help me grow this channel. Thank you so much. Take care. That wraps up this episode of Investing Insights with Ben. Remember, timing is everything. Edge comes from discipline, not luck. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the setup that can move your portfolio.